What's up, YouTube? My name is Pierce, and today is pretty special as we are starting our disc golf journey. Today is going to be my first video on my channel. We're out here at Admiral Farragut Park just outside of Knoxville, Tennessee, and we're going to be doing a course preview of honestly what is probably the best 9-hole course that I've ever played. While we're playing this course, I'm just going to tell you guys a little bit about me, tell you a little bit about what I would like to do with this channel, and ultimately I want this to be a place that we progress and learn together. So let's get into it. All right, so first question, how long have I been playing disc golf and how did I get into it? I started playing disc golf in April of 2022, so this year. A buddy of mine got married, and we went out for a bachelor party and played, and I fell in love with it. My wife and I just moved up from Florida to Knoxville with our new baby, and I needed an outlet. Couldn't really take him fishing or anything else, so I picked up disc golf after my friends introduced me to it. So I've been playing around 8-9 months, and hopefully my next video is going to be the 6 things that I've learned in about 6 months I started playing, and then started progressing from there. So yeah, I've been playing less than a year, so that being said, I have a lot of free time to play. In the past couple months, I have been a stay-at-home dad, which is the most rewarding and the hardest job I have ever had. But with that, means that I can bring my boy with me, and we can play disc golf. So I do have a lot of free time to progress and learn, which is really cool. This is really good for my mental health, because I would go crazy if I was stuck inside all day. We're going to be playing the short layout, which in my opinion is probably the best layout. This course is the most rad 9-hole course that I've played. It's got a lot of different shot shapes. Hole 1 says it's 154 feet. You can see the basket right there. Probably the ideal play. It's a nice little flex through this opening gap. On this channel, we throw 2 off the tee to boost or absolutely crush morale. So we'll see what happens. Right under it. All right, let's see if we can't get the judge to flip up. Not as straight as I'd like, but it's down there. All right, not too bad. Got a nice little 10-foot shot. Hopefully get us our birdie here. We'll see if I'm nice and warmed up. It's there. All right, hole 2 on the shorts here at Admiral Farragut. It's right there in front of you. Just a nice open little wooded hole. U-disc says it's 180 feet to the basket. I'm going to throw my uplink on just a little bit of hyzer, let it flip up, hopefully go straight, get us right underneath the basket. Woo! Flip up. That's not what you want to do. I think we got a long putt from there. Ultimately, I'd really like to do a lot of course previews. I know that those are kind of like easy, but honestly, I think Knoxville's a really rad place to play. And I really like watching course preview videos. They're just kind of fun. Lets me know what to expect. I'd like to do that. I'd like to do some tutorials and show you guys my form. And again, I do have a video coming out next. The next video is going to be the 6 things that I learned in my first 6 to 8 months of playing, but we'll just say 6 for 6 because that sounds better. We've got a bad putt here. All right, we've got ourselves a pretty tricky putt here. Looks like I've got to give this thing a decent amount of hyzer, try and curl it around the trees right there. Let's see if we can get this moving. Oh. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. Next question is going to be, what's my favorite shot shape? Easy. Forehands. I absolutely love forehands, and I wish I could go into more detail about that now, but that's going to be in the next video. So hole 3 here says it's 251 feet, so par 3. It's just a nice, simple little forehand out the gap. let it fade nice and gentle to the right. Maybe get a skip off the rocks into the basket. We'll see. I'm still hunting for my first ace. You could throw a backhand turnover, but that's not as fun. So let's see how it goes. All right, well, we got out. All right, definitely not ideal. Normally, throw a better shot. I kind of wanted to throw a second one, but that's okay. It's the channel. I'm going to show you how I actually play. So I just barely made it out of the gap. I probably got like 60 feet to the basket. I'm going to try and forehand the wizard to get out there. See how that goes. Come on. Hole number 4 at Admiral Farragut. Pretty fun hole actually. It's just kind of like a stock hyzer. You want to throw something out right, let it fade. The basket is tucked into those trees that are far into the left. Ideally want to get a skip just before the trees so it skips down and lands near the basket. Let's see if we can't pull that off with our Fission Volt. Perfect. It's like I planned to do that. It's like I planned it. All right, so in the 8 or so months that I've been playing, I have chained out 5 times. And I've hit the cage a couple of times as well. So I'm still hunting for that ace. The distance has improved a lot. I've got some cool tips I think that'll help a lot of beginners coming out in the next video. It'll just help you gain distance and kind of relax. I do have a background in ultimate frisbee. I grew up playing frisbee a lot, so when I stepped into disc golf, I was like, oh, this is going to be super familiar, and it's not. It is just an entirely different animal, but I don't think I need to tell you that. This is where our drive went. Parked. Love it. All right, guys, so next question is, what were the first couple of discs that I bought? I personally did not buy a starter set. I kind of like to do my research and figure out what products I actually need. I also kind of believe in investing if you think you're going to stick with something. So I wanted to get like some more premium plastics, maybe 1 or 2 cheaper ones. And so really, the first couple of discs I bought, number 1, my friend let me throw at that bachelor party a River. If you are just starting out playing, I think that this is a great fairway driver for you. I still bag it to this day. It has a nice turn to it, but honestly the glide on this thing is insane. It's just as much as everyone says it is. The River is a 7-7 -1 1. It just loves to go. So the River was my fairway driver. I did not get a distance driver, even though I really wanted to. I don't have my mid-range that I originally bought. I bought a DX Rock 3. I still really like that disc. It's pretty flippy, and I'm not hating on DX plastic. I actually really love DX plastic. It's cheaper and it feels good, but it's a little too cold, and I just learned that if it's cold out, DX plastic will just fly out of your hands. It doesn't feel good in the cold, and it gets really hard and kind of brittle. So I am going to talk about my favorite mid-range, which isn't a huge surprise. It is going to be the Axiom Hex. I love this disc, specifically because I love to throw forehands. It's just so torque resistant still. I only have 1 Hex. This is the first one that I bought. Great mid-range, great straight flyer. You throw it a little underpowered and it still has like a nice little finish. But this thing just holds lines like nothing else. So I really like my Hex. And now, for my absolute favorite disc, my super special Wizard. So, I walked into the shop and my buddy had told me to get an EMAC Truth. I'd used, or not an EMAC Truth, sorry, an EMAC Judge. They're a little straighter than the other judges, so I thought about getting that, but I saw this Wizard and it called to me. It spoke to me like some kind of magic. I picked it up, I touched it, I felt it. It's great. And now I have 4 Wizards, including my favorite wizard, which is from my favorite brewery back in Orlando, Florida, from Hourglass Brewing. Shout out to Hourglass for making a great stamped wizard. Love it, feels great. This one's going to be the super soft, or super stupid soft, or whatever it is, the triple S. The rest of them are double S's, and I really like them. So honestly, as a starter set, I think that it's okay for you guys to go out and like pick your own discs, see what feels good and touch them. I literally just picked up the wizard and it felt good, and I was like, that's going to be my putter. So those are the first discs that I owned. All right, we are at hole number 5 out here at Admiral Farragut on the shorts. The long tee pad is like kind of ridiculous. It makes this very narrow. It's a pretty narrow fairway. It's 123 feet, 133 feet. It's right there. I don't know if you can see it. Pretty straight. I'm going to try and throw the uplink the right way this time. Nice and flat almost. Just let it get over there. Maybe even give it an ace run. We'll see. Oh, come on. Oh, still turning. Oh, and that was a bad kick. Well, biscuits. Biscuits and gravy. All right, we've got a pretty terrible lie. There's the basket. There's my nice little home that I'm gonna live in. So I'm gonna put you guys over here by the basket, see if we can't get this thing in. That was almost a really good tree. Thanks, tree. All right, so hole 6 is gonna be another par 3. This is 167 feet. Honestly, I think it's just a light little forehand. You just toss, the basket's down there. In the summertime, it is next to the water, so you do want to be careful with that. Let's see if we can make something happen throwing my Indy. Definitely a very touchy shot. I'm going to show you guys here. You've got all of these trees. I think that like maybe a nice little backhand could work. Like a nice little backhand turnover shot. Maybe flex line would be better. That's what I meant to say, is a flex line. But I just like the soft forehand. It helps me get lucky getting through all this stuff down here. It also helps me get unlucky and go into the water down there. It is pretty easy to go long on this hole. So yeah, let's see how we do here. Not gonna lie, that was a pretty terrible putt. Also a pretty terrible putt. But that's okay, because we're out here having fun in the rain. Alright, hole 7 out here. Nice and close to the road, as you can see. I used to really like throwing backhand on this hole until the day I found out that my Wraith was not as overstable as it was anymore, and my arm speed went up, and it skipped off the road and actually skipped over a minivan, which is terrifying. Unfortunately, I just lost that Wraith, so I'm going to try and throw my new Star Wraith on a flex forehand. I like to kind of flex it out over the hill and just watch it drift down, hopefully get right underneath the basket. We'll see how it goes. This tee pad is also not ideal. That's it. It's a little bit short. Probably could have given it some more power, but all in all, not bad. I think we've got a decent putt. Do some work, try and get that bird. So yeah, overall, I really enjoy playing this course. I think that probably this hole is my least favorite, just because it's so close to the road, and that shot really is just, you really just want like something nice and flat that's going to fade back, but you kind of have to throw it out towards the road, and that's scary, especially as you're learning and you're shanking shots. You shank a shot with one of those understable discs, you might catch a car, which I'm not really certain what you do if you like catch a moving car like that. These cars ain't moving slow either. Could do some damage. But I think I like my drive. It ended up pretty good. All right, so hole 8, par 3, 223 feet. It's pretty uphill, and honestly, I think this is my least favorite tee pad on the course. So this is the shorts. You can see you've got that right hand really skinny gap up the fairway, or you can be super courageous and go through the trees. That's not what I'm gonna do. I like to throw a big forehand with something very overstable, try and get around that tree that's further up the hill. I don't know if you can see the basket, but it's in between that gap right in the middle of the screen, all the way on top of the hill. All right, we're going with that wraith again, since it's kind of overstable. Kind of. It's okay. My forehand has been betraying me a bit recently. I've started to roll my wrist when I'm seeking power. So we'll see. Well, that guy just cashed a huge putt. I don't know if you guys can see. GoPro's kind of a weird, that fisheye lens, but it's pretty far uphill. I'd say we probably gained at least 30, 40 feet of elevation. Oh, just under it. That's fine. Wizard. What do I think is my biggest strength in disc golf? It's really hard to say. A couple months ago, I would have said it was putting. That's not how I feel right now. And it's definitely not distance. I think that my upshot game is pretty good. I think if I actually had to rank what I liked about my playing, I like my upshots, and I do like my accuracy throwing forehand. So yeah, I think that those are going to be my biggest strengths when it comes to playing. I also like to just keep a good mindset. We're out here to have fun. I don't want to get frustrated while I'm playing. This is supposed to be relaxing and good for me. So yeah, I think that probably upshots, forehands. I really like forehands. Forehands are great. Forehands are great. So that leads me to my next question. What's my biggest weakness in disc golf? Honestly, I think it's going to be putting now. The amount of times that I just haven't cashed something that's 20 feet and in, it's just so surprising. Because what good is a drive if you can't cash in that putt, you know? The amount of times that I've had a drive land within 20 feet, and I would love for that to be automatic. So we will have a series coming out with me just doing my putting routine. Maybe not teaching you guys about putting, because I think that there's some consistencies in putting that everyone has for themselves. Everyone putts differently, but I do think there are some base principles that can apply to everyone. So we're going to kind of go on that journey too, and that'll be a future video as well. And I think homie might be done shredding the gnar, so we'll see. But yeah, I think weakness right now is going to be putting, which is unfortunate. All right, guys, so we are out here at the last hole. This is going to be hole 9. It says it's about 330-ish feet. It's tucked up there in the rocks. I don't know if you can see it. For me, right now, it's going to be a flex forehand. I like to flex it out over the road. Let it skip back in. If you can get up to those rocks, you're doing great for a birdie look. This is the only hole out here that I haven't birdied, so hopefully we can change that today. I've messed around with the backhand turnover, big backhand flex lines in there, but I like my forehand. We're going with that wraith again, see if we can't make it happen. Might be inside, don't go in the woods. Oh, good roll. Oh my gosh. What a good roll. We've got a chance. That would be cool if I birdied this hole. First video of the channel. That would be rad. That would be rad. It's good, it's good, it's good. All right, our roll wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. We're sitting right here, kind of close to the base of the rocks. Looks like we've got like a 30-ish footer. Some pretty bad footing too, but it's a birdie chance. Let's see if we can make it happen. All right, no pressure. We got this. Crush it. Ooh. I love the slip. Come on. Oh! Well, we tickled him. One of my mottos I'd like to put on this channel So we can't be mad about metal, right? If we hit metal, especially the actual cage itself and up, I can't be mad about that. Putt was on line, just ended up not as far right as I needed it to be, but not so bad. Let's finish this up. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it. Thanks for joining me out here at Admiral Farragut. That was the shorts. I'll probably come back out here and play the longs, but honestly, I think the shorts are a little more fun. So yeah, please like and subscribe to the video. I'm going to try and be putting out content pretty much once a week, maybe twice a week once these videos get released, or this video gets released. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you had a good time. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see, if there's anything new. Again, I haven't been playing that long, and I'm not an absolute beast at disc golf. I think I'm just decent, you know. I've had a lot of time on my hands to practice, so I really enjoy it. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.